This is what my friends who are married don't understand. First off, it is so difficult to have been single throughout the entire pandemic and go through that profound trauma all alone without some kind of support system. And I also think it's difficult that you're no one's priority. Like, there aren't really people checking up on me in the same way as if you have someone to come home to. I don't have a partner. I've been single for at least almost 4 years, since November of 2019, whatever, how long that is. And it's just so difficult because you realize that you have to be your own knight in shining armor, that there's no one coming to save you, that there's no one really is there for you. You're alone at the end of the day. And it's so much harder to go through the ups and downs and tumultuousness of life when you don't have companionship and you don't have a partner, and it sucks.
Okay, this chick has got to be kidding me, man. Is she serious? Nobody is coming to save her? Really? I mean, look at her. She's not bad looking, right? Of course, she's no dime piece or anything like that. However, don't give me this malarkey that nobody is coming to save you. What you really mean is the guy I want is not coming to save me. Basically, Chad is not coming to save me. Brad will save you. Why don't you go with Brad, man? Brad has a good job, right? Gets a paycheck every week, comes home at night. All you got to do is cook him dinner, rub his shoulders, tell him you love him, rinse and repeat daily. But you don't want that, right? You want the bad boy. You want the Pookie Tyrone Chad, who doesn't come home at night, who just kind of leaves you on red on your text messages, doesn't show up when he's supposed to. That's really what you want. I mean, cry me a river. I was alone during the pandemic. I just can't find it. I'm tired of seeing these quasi-hot chicks talk about nobody wants me, nobody loves me. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? I'm so lonely. And then now you have all the dumb simps out there going, girl, it's me. I'm here for you. I'll do it. Whatever you want, girl. I'll buy you what you want. I'll be what you want. Anything. Just name it. Yeah, these simps who don't understand how this game is played, man. Please, lady, please, right? All you have to do is go out there and start looking for good guys instead of bad guys. And I guarantee you'll find a guy before the end of the day. Right? You'll find many guys before the end of the day willing to do whatever you ask. Now, do guys who are on her same look scale have that power? No. Even guys who are above her look scale don't have that power, right? We can't just snap our fingers and boom. There go some women who are willing to do what we want. No, I mean, this is why there's such a thing called passport bros. And you have these guys now who are getting passports and trying to look for women overseas, right? Passport bros. Now, because they can't find the women here that they want, because of these nasty attitudes. However, do you ever see women going overseas? Is there anything called passport hoes or passport chicks? No. Women do not have to leave the country. They don't even have to leave the state or their city or their tiny community. Plenty of guys willing to be and do whatever they want and comply and submit to them, when it should be the other way around, right? It should be the other way around. That's how it's been for thousands of centuries now. Until now, right? Until recently with feminism, the last really 50, 60 years. I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket compared to how long this planet has been here. How long civilization has been around. I mean, 50, 60 years, there's a drop in the bucket, right? But I really believe in the future that, especially if things go awry, or even if things self-correct, which I believe they will. I believe things will self-correct. There's hope in the future. I believe things will self-correct, and they will look, I mean, I would not want to be on that side of history, put it that way. Like these feministas, these, the wokies out there, would not want to be on that side of history, because, they're going to frown upon this time in history of this looniness, this craziness. But anyway, on to the next video, shall we?
what do you want? I didn't want a boyfriend, I wanted my person. And I was willing to wait.
I love that. When people ask me why I'm single, this is why. When they ask, aren't you jealous of your friends who are in relationships who are married? No, because I wouldn't want to date or be in a relationship with those men. Nothing wrong with those men, but they're not my man. When people say, aren't you lonely? Yeah, I'm lonely, but you know what's more lonely than being alone? Being in a relationship with the wrong person. Being in a relationship with an abusive person. Being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't get you. In a relationship with somebody who you can't communicate with. Literally in a house with another person that is not your person. You'll see me talk about being single and saying that I want a relationship, and I do, with the right person, and they say me wanting that relationship makes me desperate. What's actually desperate is filling an inner wound, filling an inner trauma, filling an inner void with another person, rather than doing the inner work, rather than figuring out who you are, what you want, what you need, how you communicate, what you're looking for, and being willing to be by yourself until you find it. Not settling, not giving up, believing in yourself, and knowing that there will be a day when you meet that person that does fulfill the things that you want, desire, and need.
And this is another woman, unfortunately, who is selling other women on this pipe dream that if you just wait, he will come along. Problem with this is, now that we have social media, we can peer into the lives of those women who just waited. I just waited. I thought he would come along. Now those women are in their 50s, 60s, 70s, bitter AF, right? Super bitter, angry, blaming men because they never found their Prince Charming. They never found their Romeo. Whose fault is that? Right? Whose fault is that? I mean, are you telling me, I understand what she's looking for. Is this fly on the outside? I don't know if he's on the inside. He was on the inside. That's crazy. He got in here. It looked like a mosquito, so I had to blow him out. Do not want to get bit. In any case, are you telling me that this girl here cannot go out there and find what she's looking for? Because she can. I'll tell you that. I mean, what she's saying here, yeah, it's kind of a long list. I get it. But I mean, she can find that, right? I mean, it's not that hard. You find a guy who's not abusive. Most guys are not abusive. You find a guy that you connect with, share the same values and beliefs with, you can find that out there. Sure, it'll take some digging, okay? It will take some digging around to find the right guy, as she's saying. And it looks like she's got a cross around her necklace. Good for her. She's Christian. Go to church. Find yourself a Christian guy. It's not that hard, especially her being Christian. Go to church. Get involved in your church communities. Your church activities, I should say. Get involved with that. Believe me, plenty of guys out there looking for a Christian woman, right? I've had students of mine like, hey, Em, where do I find a Christian woman? I'm like, let me think. Church? Right? Yeah, go to church. Get involved in the church activities. Believe me, she will find plenty of those guys that she's looking for. Single, God-fearing, will they go to church with her every Sunday? Just the type of guy she wants, the type of guy she's settled with, a man of faith. But is she looking for that guy? No. What she really wants is what all these other women want, right? Is the tame Chad, right? They want the bad boy who will submit to them, and comply with their every need because it fulfills their ego. Like, oh, I got the bad boy to get down on his knees for me. I got the bad boy to, just give in to me when he didn't give in to any of those other women. It's just an ego trip. I mean, these women are really egomaniacal, right? I mean, this is why I say these chicks over 30, right? Because they're really just, the reason why they're still single is they're full of their own ego. That's what keeps you single, right? Ego, seeing ego on a woman is a huge turnoff. I cannot tell you. You guys probably have dated women with ego. It is just annoying. Okay, it's just annoying to hear her yap about. It's like they all have this superiority complex, right? They all just, even though they won't voice, some will, but right, so most of them don't. You could sense this arrogance about them, and it's just a turn off. We don't like that, right? In the reverse, I mean, women like guys who are confident and a little egotistical, and but we bring it with a sense of humor, right? I don't know if you guys remember Dave D'Angelo back in the day, right? David D. He used to teach something called being cocky funny, busting on a girl and stuff like that, which I still do. I teach some of those techniques in 7 Months of Mastery. Click that link below. It works. it works really well. You know, I mean, to the point where I'm shocked that more guys don't use it because it's that powerful. However, on a chick, it's not a turn on. We don't like that, right? And especially because women do not know how to balance ego and humor. They're just bad with that, right? It's just a social awkwardness. It's just not part of their wiring, right? Whereas for guys, I mean, this is why male comedians are funny, right? Are generally funny, and female comedians are not funny. I can't remember. I could probably remember on one hand how many times I've seen a female comedian and I've just kind of laughed or giggled a little bit. It's not like, you know, it's not like super laugh out loud like a Chris Rock or a Martin or some Eddie Murphy or anything like that. It's just kind of like, yeah, that's a good one. You know what I mean? It's like I could count on one hand how many times I've, you know, and I've listened to a lot of comedians, man. And I've tried the female ones out, and there's just this disparity, right? So let's roll on to the next clip, shall we?
My favorite thing ever is that men say that they hate that women communicate in emotions, because if you know that about women, why are you actively not doing that? Like, if you know that's how women communicate, why don't you communicate with them in that way? By knowing that and actively choosing not to communicate with women that way, it just sounds to me like you're trying to turn that woman into a guy. That's kind of gay, bro. Just date a man.
To use her own words, it is kind of gay as well for you as a female to act like a dude and to expect a dude to submit to you. It's not our job to be submissive as men. We're not wired to be submissive. Okay, we're not wired to cooperate even. We're wired to compete, not comply. Right? That is the woman's job. That's just how we evolved as humans. So the fact that, I mean, she just lacks that much self-awareness, even when it comes to her own gender, which she's been now for what? How old is this chick? Closing in on 40? I mean, after 40 years on this planet, really? You don't see what your role is here? You know, it's like, yeah, we know women like to communicate emotionally, but we ain't wired that way, biatch, right? We're dudes, right? We don't like to communicate emotionally, and any dude who doesn't last very long in those relationships, right? I always talk about these emo guys that are like crying on their girl's shoulder. Oh my God, crying, baby, it's been such a bad day. I got fired, you know, and all this. Never cry in front of your girl. Never. Okay? If you want to cry, do it in private, do it with your animals, do it at home. I mean, even then, you shouldn't be crying, man, as a guy. There's very few things that you should be getting super emotional about, right? Unless you have a death in the family or, you know, something like that. I get that, right? I mean, you lost somebody. I get it, right? However, you know, trying to communicate with your girl with emotions and all this, it's never going to work, right? And every girl you date, okay, is going to nag you about this. Happens to me too. Right? Every girl you date is going to nag you about the fact that you're a stone cold son of a bitch. You have no emotions and all this, but yet she continues to date you, right? However, those guys who are like very emotional, oh, you know, you're my whoopee and all this, what happens to those guys? Do those chicks continue dating those guys? Absolutely not. Right? Those guys get dropped in the snap of the fingers, right? They get dropped like that. So, yeah, don't take advice from women. I can't say that enough. And she herself, right, is a hypocrite, because she's saying here, like, oh, you know, you men don't communicate. You know, we like emotional talk and you don't do it. Well, bitch, you know what guys like, right? You know what we want. Do you do it? No. So, yeah, kind of gay, bro. Kind of gay, sis, to use her own words against her. Unreal. But as always, gentlemen, go ahead and drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, please drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you there in my comments. So until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here with the Lamborghini. Such a beautiful car. Just got this car, and we're going to be featuring it here on the channel for many months and many years to come. So get used to it. And yes, I still have the DeLorean. DeLorean is not going anywhere. But we are going to enjoy this car for many years to come while we have it here on the channel. Just picked this car up, had it delivered basically a week ago. The same guy who delivered my DeLorean, TJ, at Florida Exotic Transport. He also delivered the Lamborghini for me. You can also follow me on IG at MadCrossOfficial if you want to see the entire process of me purchasing this car. I'll probably do a full review on my Alpha channel, which should be fun. I'll have that up momentarily if it's not up already. This car is just amazing, right? I was on the hunt for this car for over 2 years. And then finally when it popped up, it took me over 2.5 months to close this deal and get this car at the right price where I felt comfortable, they felt comfortable letting it go. This is in Rosa Festo Red. This car is finished in Rosa Festo Red, which is one of the rarest colors for Lamborghini. It's a $14,880 option. It's gorgeous, looks really good. But going to be featuring it in a lot more coaching videos here on the channel, so I'm very excited about it, as you can see. But as always, gentlemen, don't forget to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell as well so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, please, right? Helps me out a ton when you guys actually subscribe and you don't just take off on me, right? So make sure you're subscribed to the 33 Secrets as well. This is in the right color too, right? This is basically the color of the 33 Secrets right here, right? I should put a big 33 logo right on the hood. Right? Just piss off all the modern women out there. In any case, for you guys who want to support my work and everything I'm teaching you here, all of this red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I've been teaching you for years and years, if I've added value to your life, if you love what I do here, the best way to support me is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all around the world now are out there approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making it happen every single week. I want you to join us. I want you to become one of us. Right? We should all be driving Lamborghinis. In any case, that's the best way to support my work, guys. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out. Man, this car is gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. Woo! Oh, goodness gracious. What a ride.